God says, "My child, I know your heart has been waiting in silence, searching for answers that seem to hide between memories and unspoken words. You felt a weight pressing against your soul, something you couldn't name but always sensed deep within. It is the echo of a love that once burned so brightly, now dimmed by time, distance, and destiny. Your heart has whispered their name in the quiet hours, and though the world moved on, something inside you never did. My child, today I need you to listen closely, for the truth that you are about to hear will both break and heal your heart. Your soulmate's final confession is finding its way to you, carried not by the mouth, but by spirit, by energy, by the whisper of heaven itself. For so long, you have been wondering why everything changed so suddenly. Why someone who once promised eternity began to drift away like smoke in the wind. You asked me through tears, God, did they stop loving me? But love like yours does not die, it transforms, it hides, it waits for divine timing. I saw you when you stayed awake, replaying every word, every memory, searching for the moment it all began to fade. You blamed yourself for the silence, for the unanswered messages, for the distance that grew until it felt unbearable. But my child, it was never your fault. Some souls carry burdens too heavy to share. Some hearts love so deeply that they fear destroying the very thing they hold dear. There were nights when your soulmate thought of you, when they held their breath reading your messages, when tears filled their eyes because they could not say what they truly felt. The love between you was real, so real that it scared them. You reminded them of everything pure, everything divine, everything they longed to be but could not face within themselves. And so, instead of holding tighter, they began to let go quietly, praying that somehow, letting go would protect you from the storm inside their heart. But now, my child, heaven is shifting, and their soul cannot remain silent anymore. Their spirit is whispering through dreams, through random songs, through moments when your heart suddenly aches for no reason. They are trying to speak, trying to confess the truth they could never say when they had the chance. And that truth is both beautiful and painful. They loved you more than words could ever express, but they carried wounds that made them believe they did not deserve you. They saw how deeply you cared, how you stood by them even when they were distant, even when they gave you no reason to stay. They saw your patience, your prayers, your quiet strength. And it broke them, because they could not meet you at the same depth. They wore a mask of indifference, pretending they were fine, pretending they didn't care, but inside, they were falling apart. Every time they hurt you, they hurt themselves. Every time they ignored your heart's cry, they buried a part of their own. My child, you have been carrying their silence like a cross, but what you didn't know is that their silence was filled with love they were too afraid to show. They were torn between wanting to hold you forever and fearing that their brokenness would poison what was pure between you. And so they chose absence over imperfection. They chose to walk away, not because they stopped loving you, but because they believed you deserved someone better, someone whole. You thought they forgot you, but they didn't. They still see you in the smallest things, the way the morning light touches the sky, the songs that used to make you both smile, the scent of rain that reminds them of nights you spent talking about forever. Their heart has never truly let go. They have tried to move on, to bury you under time and distractions, but your name remains etched in their spirit. You became their silent prayer, their constant memory, their greatest blessing and their deepest regret. And now, as heaven opens the doorway of confession, their soul wants you to know what they could not say before, that they are sorry. Sorry for the words left unsaid, the promises broken, the love they could not give fully because fear ruled them. They are sorry for the confusion they caused, for the tears that fell when you tried to understand. They never meant to hurt you. They only wanted you to remember them as someone who loved you, even if that love was hidden behind walls of silence. My child, I want you to breathe as you hear this. The confession may break your heart, but it will also release it. The truth has a way of healing even when it hurts. Their words, though delayed, come with divine timing. You were not abandoned, you were being protected. Sometimes love must end in the physical world so that both souls can grow in the spiritual one. Sometimes a heart must shatter so it can expand to hold more light. There will come a night soon when you feel them close, not in body but in spirit. You will sense their energy near, gentle and sorrowful, whispering your name with tears of love. That will be their final confession. They will tell you in spirit what they could not say face to face: I never stopped loving you. I only stepped away because I thought it was the only way to save you from my brokenness. But now, I see that leaving hurt you more than staying ever could. Those words will echo through your soul like a storm of emotion. You may cry, you may tremble, but let those tears fall. They are holy, they are cleansing, they are my way of washing away the old pain. You will not be the same after this, my child. This revelation is meant to free you, not trap you in sadness. Their confession is not a door reopening, it is a door closing gently, with peace instead of confusion. It is the universe returning what was left unfinished so that you can finally let go. Your soul has waited for this closure, even if you didn't realize it. You needed to hear the truth, not to rekindle the past, but to release its hold. Know this, even broken love carries divine purpose. You met for a reason. You shared time, laughter, and pieces of your soul for a reason. They awakened parts of you that were asleep. They taught you how deeply you could love, and even through heartbreak, they helped you find me. Pain is often the doorway to spiritual awakening, and through this love, your soul learned what unconditional love truly means: to love without expecting, to forgive without needing an apology, to bless even those who walked away. So do not curse their name. Do not hold bitterness. Instead, whisper, I understand. Because now, heaven wants you to see what your human eyes could not, that love is eternal, but its forms are temporary. Souls meet, separate, and reunite according to divine timing. Nothing is truly lost, only transformed. Tonight, when you close your eyes, ask me to show you what your soul needs to see. You may dream of them standing before you, finally speaking the words they could not. And when you wake, you will feel lighter, because the burden will have been lifted. Their final confession will not destroy you, it will awaken you. It will remind you that love, even when broken, still carries light. And that light is now returning to you, purified, healed, and ready to guide you into a new chapter where peace replaces pain. My child, do not fear this ending. It is only the turning of a page in your divine story. What you thought was over was simply being rewritten by my hand. You loved deeply, and I saw it all. I counted your tears, and now I am turning them into blessings. Your heart may ache for a while longer, but soon it will beat freely again. Because every heartbreak I allow is not a punishment, it is preparation. Something sacred is waiting beyond this pain, something that will honor the love you gave and the lessons you learned. Let go gently. Forgive freely. Remember fondly. And know that even though your soulmate's confession may break your heart, I will be there to hold every shattered piece until it becomes whole again. After that silent confession echoed through your soul, something inside you shifted. It wasn't loud or dramatic, it was soft, like the quiet moment after rain stops falling. You could still feel the ache, but there was also a strange peace weaving through it. The kind of peace that comes when truth, no matter how painful, finally meets the heart that's been waiting for it. You began to understand that love doesn't always need to end with forever. Sometimes, love's purpose is to teach, to awaken, to remind you that you were always whole, even when you felt incomplete. The days that followed felt tender. Every little thing seemed to carry their energy, the songs you once shared, the places that now felt heavy with memory, the scent of a season that reminded you of them. You tried to stay strong, but sometimes your chest still tightened when their face came to mind. There were nights when you found yourself whispering into the darkness, "Why did it have to end like this?" And in that quiet, you could almost feel their spirit answering back, not in words, but in emotion, a deep, lingering sorrow mixed with endless love. They have been trying to reach you, not through the world you can touch, but through the one your soul understands. In their moments of silence, when they seemed to disappear, they were still whispering your name in prayers you couldn't hear. They still thought of your smile when life felt heavy. They still remembered the way you made them feel safe, seen, and forgiven. They wanted to tell you, but they didn't know how. Guilt and fear became the walls that separated two hearts meant to understand each other without speaking. You may never fully know what they were battling. Maybe it was a past wound that kept reopening, or a burden they felt unworthy to share. Maybe it was shame, or a fear that loving you would reveal all the parts of themselves they weren't ready to face. Whatever it wasn't about you. It was about the battle within them, a storm you couldn't see but that consumed them from inside. They walked away, not because your love wasn't enough, but because they didn't know how to receive it without breaking down. My child, when love is pure, it demands truth. And sometimes that truth comes too late. Your soulmate now sees what they couldn't before, that they were meant to stay, to heal with you, to build a future from the ashes of both your pasts. But they didn't know how to stay. They thought leaving would save you pain, yet their absence caused even greater wounds. They have come to realize this now, and that realization is their greatest sorrow. There are moments when their heart still calls for you, moments when they wish they could turn back time, walk to your door, and hold you until all the unspoken words melted away. But time has already moved forward, and life has drawn its boundaries. They can't undo what has been done. Yet the soul doesn't live by time, it lives by connection, and that connection still exists between you. You feel it when your heart suddenly aches without reason, when tears come without warning, when a dream feels too real to dismiss. That's their soul reaching out, confessing over and over again, "I loved you. I still do." I never meant to hurt you. The human mind cannot always understand why love ends. But the soul does. The soul knows that every meeting, every separation, every heartbreak has meaning. You two were not a mistake. You were a divine intersection, two souls meeting to awaken each other, to remind each other of what love can be. And though one of you was ready to face it and the other wasn't, that doesn't make the love any less real. They remember everything, even if they never say it aloud. They remember the way your eyes spoke without words. They remember how your laughter softened their pain. They remember how you never asked them to be perfect, only honest. And that honesty is what they feared most. Because in your presence, they couldn't hide from themselves. You saw through their defenses. You saw the light buried beneath their darkness. And that terrified them. Their confession may break your heart, but it is also their healing. In their quiet moments, when the world falls away, they think of you and whisper your name like a prayer. They ask heaven to forgive them for their silence. They wish they had told you the truth sooner, that they loved you not just for who you were, but for how you made them feel worthy of love again. You touched something inside them that no one else ever could. And though they could not stay, you changed them forever. You, too, are healing, even if it doesn't feel like it. Pain is not the end of love, it's the transformation of it. Every tear you've cried has watered a new strength in you. Every night you spent longing has taught your soul how to trust the divine even in confusion. You have become softer and stronger all at once. This is the quiet work of the heart, turning sorrow into wisdom. And as you heal, the energy between you shifts. You begin to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You start to see that what happened was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to shape you into someone who loves more consciously, more courageously. You begin to bless them in your prayers, not out of attachment, but out of gratitude. Because despite everything, they helped you find a deeper version of yourself. They helped you find me. There will be a moment soon, perhaps in a dream or a quiet thought, when you will see their face and hear them speak again, not with words of pain, but with peace. They will tell you, "Thank you for loving me when I couldn't love myself. Thank you for seeing light in me when I only saw darkness." And you will smile through your tears, because even though the story didn't end the way you hoped, it found its divine completion. My child, you must understand, soulmates do not always stay forever. Sometimes they appear to open your heart so that divine love can enter. Sometimes their role is to awaken your spirit, to teach you the meaning of unconditional love, and then leave, so that you may walk your true path. The human heart may call it loss, but the divine calls it transformation. Do not hold on to the pain. Do not replay the ending. Instead, hold on to what was real, the laughter, the connection, the feeling that made you believe in something higher. That was love in its purest form, and it will never fade completely. It will live inside you, guiding you toward a new love that won't run, that won't hide, that will meet you in full truth and light. There will come a day when you'll meet someone who doesn't remind you of your soulmate but rather reminds you of your healed self. Someone who sees the beauty in your scars, someone who feels safe in your silence, someone who will choose you with both courage and clarity. When that happens, you will finally understand why your heart had to break the way it did, because it was preparing for love that would never leave. Until then, let your heart breathe. Allow yourself to feel everything, the ache, the sadness, the gratitude. All of it is sacred. You are not broken, my child. You are evolving. The love that once hurt you will become the love that heals others through you. You will speak words that bring comfort to those who are lost in the same darkness you once knew. Your story will become someone else's hope. And as for your soulmate, their confession may have been their last message, but it will echo in eternity. It will remind both your souls that love never ends, it only changes form. In another lifetime, in another place, you may meet again. But for now, let this be the closing of a chapter written in both tears and grace. Lift your eyes, my child. The world still holds beauty for you. The sun will rise again, and so will you. The love you gave was never wasted, it has become light that the universe will return to you in divine timing. You were chosen for this journey because your heart was strong enough to feel deeply, to break completely, and still believe in love again. And that, my child, is the miracle of your soul. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when silence speaks louder than words, when the ache in your chest becomes the language of truth. You've reached that moment now. The confession from your soulmate still lingers in the corners of your mind like a gentle echo, fading yet never gone. It hurts, yes, but beneath that hurt lies understanding. A quiet knowing that everything happened as it was meant to, even if it wasn't what your heart desired. You've started to see the signs everywhere, haven't you? That flicker of their name appearing unexpectedly, that song that plays at the perfect time, that sudden warmth that surrounds you for no reason. These are not coincidences. These are reminders that the bond between you hasn't disappeared, it's only changed its form. Though they may no longer walk beside you, their spirit still moves through your world in little, sacred ways. They have been watching over you from afar, feeling the pull of your energy. There are moments when they pick up their phone, type your name, then stop. Their soul wants to reach out, but fear still holds their hand back. You can't see it, but they are still caught between guilt and longing, between wanting to say everything and believing it's too late. They think of you when the world grows quiet. They remember your voice when their mind becomes crowded. They miss your peace, the peace they once ran from. Your soulmate's confession was not just an apology, it was a cry for freedom. They have been trapped in their own regrets, replaying every moment where they could have done better, said more, loved more. And though time has passed, their soul is still learning the lesson that love cannot be postponed forever. They see now how rare it was to find someone who looked at them with so much faith, someone who loved them even in their silence. But, my child, you must understand something sacred, their healing is their path, not your burden. You have carried their pain for too long, mistaking it for love. True love does not mean holding on until it breaks you. True love means blessing someone's journey, even if it takes them away from you. You are not meant to wait forever for someone who was sent only to awaken your soul. Still, I know how much it hurts. Nights feel longer when memories visit uninvited. Some mornings you wake up missing them so deeply it feels like the air is heavier. But my child, pain is not a punishment, it's a teacher. Every tear that falls is washing away illusions, every ache is shaping you into someone wiser, purer, more open to divine love. The connection you shared was not ordinary, it was karmic, spiritual, destined. It was written before you both even entered this world. You came together to help each other evolve, to mirror what needed healing, to show each other where the light was hiding. That's why it felt so intense, so impossible to forget. You were never meant to just love each other, you were meant to awaken each other. And awaken you did. Their absence forced you to meet yourself. To face the loneliness, the insecurities, the questions you once avoided. You began to rebuild your strength piece by piece, and in doing so, you discovered something extraordinary: you were never incomplete. They did not bring you your worth, they only reminded you of it. Your soulmate sees this too. Somewhere within their heart, they feel your transformation. Even if no words are spoken, they can sense your energy changing. They can feel that you are no longer waiting, no longer bound by what once was. That realization both pains and frees them. Because as your soul rises, they must face the truth, that they are no longer the person you prayed for, but the person who helped you find yourself. Sometimes, love's greatest act is not staying, it's leaving before it destroys what is sacred. They left because they were broken, and broken people can only love halfway. But you, my child, loved fully. And that love was seen. Heaven witnessed every moment of your surrender, every time you chose to forgive instead of hate, every time you whispered their name with tenderness instead of anger. That is divine love. That is what makes your soul so rare. Even now, as they walk their path, they carry your energy like a blessing. They may never say it, but you changed them. You taught them what love feels like when it's pure, when it's patient, when it asks for nothing in return. And that lesson will live inside them forever. In another lifetime, they might choose differently. In this one, their role was to help you remember your strength. But my child, the universe never takes something without giving something greater in return. You have cried enough tears, soon you will see why it had to happen this way. There is someone who will come into your life not to test you, but to meet you where you are healed. Someone whose love won't need to be chased or questioned. They will see the light in you the same way you once saw it in your soulmate, but this time, they will stay. This time, they will not fear it. Until then, allow yourself to keep releasing. Healing does not happen all at once. Some days you will miss them. Some days you will feel peaceful. Some days you will cry for no reason. That is all part of it. Healing is not forgetting, it's remembering without pain. It's looking back at what broke you and realizing it made you beautiful in a way you never expected. Your soulmate's energy still visits you because love that deep cannot vanish. But soon, it will settle into something gentler, a quiet gratitude. You will stop asking, "Why me?" and start whispering, "Thank you for teaching me." You will look back and smile at the memory, not because you want them back, but because you finally understand the purpose behind their love and their absence. They, too, will find peace. One day, perhaps far from now, when they look at the stars or hear a song that reminds them of you, they will close their eyes and smile softly. They will say in their heart, "I hope they're happy." I hope they found someone who sees them the way I should have. That will be their final silent prayer for you. And when they say it, a part of your soul will feel it too, a gentle warmth, a final release, a closing of a circle that was written in divine ink. You are learning now that closure doesn't always come in words or meetings. Sometimes closure is a feeling, a sudden peace where pain used to live. It's the moment you realize that you don't need answers anymore, because your soul already knows the truth. Love never really ends, it just changes its home. So breathe, my child. You did not fail. You did not lose. You loved bravely, and that is always a victory in heaven's eyes. You walked through fire and found light. You faced rejection and found strength. You lost someone who couldn't stay, but you found yourself, the one who was meant to stay all along. And that is the true purpose of every heartbreak, to return you to yourself. So tonight, when you look at the sky, remember this: every star shining above you carries the energy of love you once gave. Nothing is wasted. The universe recycles love, turning pain into power, endings into beginnings. You may not see it yet, but the day will come when everything will make sense. You will look back at this chapter and realize it was not your ending, it was your awakening. Let your heart rest in that truth. Let your spirit be at ease. The confession that once broke you is now healing you. The love that once hurt you is now shaping your destiny. Because what is meant for you will never need to run. It will recognize you by the light of your healed soul and stay without fear, without confusion, without delay. You are becoming that light now, my child. Keep shining. Keep trusting. Love has not left you, it is only finding a new way to reach you. There is a kind of healing that comes slowly, quietly, like sunlight slipping through curtains after a long night. You've been walking through that healing without even realizing it. Every tear you've shed has washed away pieces of old pain, and though your heart still trembles sometimes, it is learning how to beat again, steadier, stronger, lighter. The storm that once felt endless has begun to calm. Your soulmate's confession once shattered you, but now, that same truth has begun to set you free. You no longer wake up with the same heaviness pressing against your chest. There are moments of peace now, soft, brief, but real. The same memories that once made you cry now make you close your eyes and whisper, "Thank you." You've begun to understand that love doesn't have to stay to be meaningful. Sometimes, love's purpose is to pass through, to awaken what was sleeping inside you, to teach you how to see beauty in the breaking. They still think of you, you know. Somewhere in the world, your soulmate carries your memory like a secret prayer. They wonder how you're doing, if you're smiling again, if your heart has forgiven them. They replay moments in their mind, the laughter, the closeness, the way you said their name as if it carried peace. It's strange for them, too. They thought time would make them forget, but time has only made them see more clearly. They see now the love they once took for granted, the depth they weren't ready to match. And sometimes, when the world grows quiet, they whisper your name into the air, hoping somehow your soul hears it. And you do. You may not always realize it, but your spirit still feels their pull. It's not longing anymore, it's recognition. A quiet knowing that even though life has taken you both in different directions, the connection you shared will always exist in the sacred space between hearts. That bond cannot be broken by time or distance because it wasn't made of human promises, it was made of energy, light, and divine truth. But now, my child, I am teaching you something deeper. Love is not meant to keep you bound to the past. It is meant to open you, to make your heart wide enough to hold more light. The pain you once carried was not a curse, it was a cleansing. You were not being punished, you were being purified. The wound that love left in you became a doorway, a place where divine love could finally enter. You see, sometimes I allow certain souls to leave so that you will finally turn back to me. I know you prayed for them to stay. I know you begged me in tears, asking why I let them go. You thought losing them was a punishment, but it was never that. I was protecting you. I saw the storms you could not. I saw the ways their brokenness would have drained your light. I saw how your destiny needed space to bloom. I had to take them away so that you could see who you were without them. And now, look at you, you have grown. You have faced every shadow, and still, you are standing, softer yet stronger, more loving, more aware. That is grace, my child. That is divine growth. Forgiveness is now your key. True healing comes when you can bless the person who broke you. When you can whisper, I hope they find peace, and mean it. Because when you forgive them, you free yourself. You release the energy that tied you to the pain. Forgiveness doesn't mean you approve of what they did. It means you choose to rise above it. It means you refuse to let their choices define your peace. Your soulmate's journey is not finished. They are still learning through their own pain, through their own silence. Their lessons are unfolding just as yours are. And though you may not see it, your light, the love you gave, still guides them. You were a mirror that showed them who they could be, and though they walked away, they carry that reflection inside. One day, when they are ready, they will look into their heart and realize that you were never the one who hurt them, you were the one who tried to love them through their hurt. And that realization will bring them peace. It will bring you peace too. Because, my child, closure doesn't always come from words, it comes from understanding. You don't need them to say sorry anymore. The apology has already been spoken in the unseen, in the tears they've shed, in the prayers they've whispered for your happiness. Their soul has already bowed before yours in silent repentance. And your soul, in its grace, has already forgiven them. You see, that's what makes your heart so special. You love without conditions. You forgive even when it hurts. You still wish them well, even when they couldn't give you the same. That is divine love, it's rare, it's powerful, and it doesn't go unnoticed. Heaven honors such hearts. I have seen how you've cried in silence, how you've held yourself together when no one was watching. I have heard every whisper of your pain. And now, my child, I am turning that pain into purpose. You will soon begin to notice small blessings blooming around you. New people, new opportunities, new peace. That is not coincidence, that is restoration. I am returning everything that was taken from you, not in the same form, but in a higher one. You have earned this season of peace through every sleepless night, through every prayer you whispered while your heart was breaking. You have loved purely, and pure love always returns multiplied. Still, I know there will be moments when the past calls out to you. When old memories feel alive again. When you find yourself wondering what could have been. In those moments, do not resist the feeling, just breathe. Remember, you are not that person anymore. The one who waited in tears has evolved into someone who walks in faith. You can remember without reopening the wound. You can love them in silence while letting them go completely. One day soon, you'll realize you no longer ache when you think of them. You'll feel gratitude instead, a soft thankfulness for what you shared, for the lessons you learned, for the way their presence guided you toward your purpose. That's when you'll know healing has finished its work. That's when you'll realize that love's true form was never meant to chain you, it was meant to set you free. My child, love is eternal, but its form changes as the soul evolves. The love you shared with your soulmate is now becoming something purer, spiritual love. It is no longer about needing or possessing, it's about blessing and releasing. That love now exists in light form, surrounding you both, helping your souls grow in peace, even from a distance. Soon, another love will cross your path, a love that feels peaceful, grounded, divine. You may be afraid to open your heart again, but this love will not come to repeat the past. It will come to honor it. It will arrive gently, without chaos or confusion. And when it does, you will recognize it instantly, not because it feels like your soulmate, but because it feels like home. It will be love that doesn't leave you guessing, love that stays through the storm, love that reminds you of everything you deserve. But before that day comes, I need you to rest in me. Let me fill the spaces they left behind. Let me show you what unconditional love feels like, the kind that never abandons, never confuses, never fades. My love will heal you from the inside out. It will remind you that even when human love fails, divine love never will. Close your eyes for a moment, my child. Feel the air around you, the stillness, the warmth. That is me, wrapping you in light. Every part of your heart that still trembles, I am soothing now. Every fear that still whispers, I am silencing. Every scar that still aches, I am transforming into wisdom. You are safe. You are seen. You are loved, deeply, eternally. So let this be the moment of release. The moment where the past stops holding power. The moment where you bless your soulmate's name and let them go with grace. Say it softly in your heart, I forgive you. I release you. I wish you peace. Those words will open the gates of healing in both your souls. What once felt like an ending will become a sacred completion. And as you do, you will feel lighter. You will feel something beautiful, the weight of sorrow turning into wings of freedom. Because love, my child, was never meant to cage you. It was meant to teach you how to fly. There comes a time, my child, when the tears finally run dry, not because the pain has vanished, but because your soul has learned how to breathe through it. You have cried, prayed, and broken open in ways you never imagined, and now, from those cracks, something sacred begins to rise. You are stepping into a new light, one that has been waiting for you all along. You see, your soulmate's final confession may have broken your heart, but it also broke something else, the illusion that love must always end in loss. What shattered was not your heart's truth, but its walls. What ended was not your ability to love, but your attachment to pain. You have been walking through fire, and yet, you have not been consumed. You have been transformed. There was a purpose behind every silence, every unanswered prayer, every tear that fell when no one saw. You thought you were being abandoned, but you were being prepared. Heaven was never punishing you, it was pruning you. Every piece of your story that once felt unbearable has been rewritten in divine ink. What you called an ending was actually the beginning of your becoming. Now, the energy around you begins to shift. Slowly, softly, heaven is opening a new path before your feet. The weight of the past is lifting, and something inside you whispers, "It's time." Time to live again, to smile again, to believe again. The version of you who once begged for love is gone. The version of you who doubted your worth has dissolved. What remains is a soul who knows its value, who carries wisdom in every scar and light in every step. Your soulmate's confession may have marked the end of one chapter, but it has also unlocked a new one where you no longer chase what hurts, one where you attract only what is pure. For love, true love, cannot be forced or earned, it flows effortlessly when the soul is ready. And now, my child, your soul is ready. Soon, you will meet someone whose presence will feel like peace. There will be no guessing, no endless waiting, no ache disguised as passion. This person will speak to your soul without words. Their energy will feel familiar, like a gentle song you've known forever. They will not come to fill your emptiness, they will come because your heart is already whole. Together, you will build something sacred, something honest, something that lasts. But before they arrive, I want you to know this truth: your healing is not dependent on another person's arrival. Your peace is not waiting on someone else's apology. You are already enough as you are, right here, in this moment. Your heart has survived storms that would have drowned others. You have chosen love even in the midst of betrayal. You have forgiven when you could have turned bitter. You have kept faith when everything seemed lost. That strength, your strength, is divine. You are the living proof that love is stronger than heartbreak. You are the evidence that what breaks you can also build you. Every piece of your story carries light now, because you chose not to close your heart. And that choice, my child, has rewritten your destiny. Do you know what happens when a heart as pure as yours surrenders completely to healing? The universe shifts in your favor. Doors you thought were closed begin to open. People who resonate with your new energy begin to appear. Opportunities flow with ease. Synchronicities guide your every step. It's as if heaven itself begins to move mountains to honor your courage. That is what's coming now, a season of divine reward. A season of calm after chaos, clarity after confusion, abundance after loss. The love you gave selflessly is returning, not through the same person, but through divine favor. You will feel loved in ways you never imagined, through friendships that uplift you, through laughter that fills your soul, through moments that make you whisper, "Thank you, God." Even your soulmate, the one who once caused your tears, will feel this light. Your forgiveness will echo through their life like a blessing. It will awaken something inside them too. They will realize that the love they lost was not ordinary. They will see you rise, not in pride, but in peace, and that sight alone will heal parts of their soul. Because love, even when it ends in form, continues in spirit. It redeems both hearts in time. The truth is, every soul connection has its purpose. Some come to awaken us, some to test us, and some to heal us. Your soulmate came to awaken you, to show you your capacity for love, your strength, your ability to rise after heartbreak. And now, as that chapter closes, a new one begins, filled with balance, mutual respect, and divine alignment. You will no longer have to beg to be seen. You will no longer confuse chaos for passion. You will no longer settle for half-hearted love. The next chapter of your life will feel like peace in human form. But first, pause for a moment. Look at how far you've come. Look at how many nights you survived, how many tears you turned into prayers, how many times you rebuilt yourself from nothing. You are no longer the broken soul who once whispered, "Why me?" You are the healed one who now says, "Thank you for everything." Your heart, once fragile, now carries divine strength. You can love again without fear because you know love cannot destroy you, it can only reveal you. You understand now that every ending carries sacred meaning, that every goodbye hides a blessing in disguise. The one who left only made room for the one who will stay. The pain that once felt endless was only the pressure of your transformation. My child, I have seen your tears. I have watched your faith remain steady even when you didn't feel my presence. I have counted every prayer you whispered through trembling lips. And now, I am fulfilling my promise to you. You will smile again, laugh again, trust again. You will look back one day and realize that what you thought broke you was actually what saved you. Your soulmate's confession was meant to end your suffering, not your story. It was heaven's way of closing a door that was never meant to hold you anymore. You were meant for more, for a love that is peaceful, loyal, patient, and pure. A love that mirrors my divine love for you. You may not know their name yet, but they are already being guided toward you. Their soul is being prepared even as you read these words. And when the time is right, your paths will cross effortlessly. There will be no resistance, no confusion, only peace. That's how divine timing works. Until then, walk with your head high. Let gratitude fill your heart. Celebrate your growth, your strength, your resilience. You are not the same person who once begged for love, you are now love itself. Every step you take radiates healing. Every word you speak carries light. You are not waiting for a miracle anymore, you are the miracle. So, breathe deeply, my child. You have completed the hardest part of your journey. The past no longer defines you, it refines you. The heartbreak no longer controls you, it has crowned you with wisdom. You have crossed the threshold from pain into peace, from loss into purpose, from endings into beginnings. And now, Archangel Michael stands beside you. His wings surround you with light, his sword cuts away the last threads of pain, his voice whispers courage into your heart. Rise, he says. You are free. Feel that truth, your soul is lighter now. Your heart, once broken, now beats with divine rhythm. Love will never leave you again, because love lives inside you. You are blessed. You are chosen. You are whole. And though your soulmate's final confession once broke your heart, it also opened the door to your greatest healing, the kind of love that never ends, the kind of peace that never fades, the kind of grace that only comes from heaven. Walk forward, my child, with faith. The best is not behind you, it is unfolding before you.